WMG took my pants, and I loved it.
Word. WMG. Weapons amass. Gaming Butchie on the mic. Butchie on the sticks. Checking in on Win or Bin. Peacekeepers. Game 10. Word. That's a pretty good opening grip. I'll keep it. I'll take it. Lucky Joe Lucky. Good shit. I hope I'm lucky. I hope you're not lucky, man. I need to be lucky to keep this streak going. So yeah, it looks like I jumped the gun a little bit on the Red Knight. A little BBC installment here for you. Yeah, after 65 pages, I probably should have known better to not say anything about a 685-page book, because a reason that I didn't care about any of the characters he had introduced is because he had only introduced about half of them. At the next time I sat down with the book, I realized that he basically he does his fuck. I do not have an answer for that motherfucker. Why is there no Wrath of God? This is an all-white deck. Every all-white deck should have Wrath of God and Disenchant in it. Like, and this has neither. Like, when I played Magic in IRL, I always had Wrath of God and Disenchant in my white decks. You know, my Angel deck, whatever. Like, God, like, I don't know. I have to race him now because I have absolutely not. I already know there's nothing in my deck that can deal with that guy. Ugh. I'm just gonna have to race him down. So yeah, Red Knight definitely picked up the pace. When he started introducing the other characters, it became less martial. It wasn't just all combat all the time. But what finally hooked me was he lightly introduced an overarching plot, and it seems to be kind of like a menage a trois plot. It's kind of, once again, similar to Game of Thrones. There's a threat from the wild, from the north. All the beasts in the wild are starting to encroach upon civilization. So the Red Knight and his mercenary band are like the first wave of people to try and stem the tide a little bit. And then since it's a serf system, there's haves and have-nots. There's noblemen and serfs. There's no real middle class. So there's a lot of serfs that are upset about this, and there's a rebellion brewing against the nobility. All the while, you know, they have to fend off attacks from the north. Now, while that's not the most original idea in the world, what hooked me is that he personifies the beasts from the wild. He writes from their point of view. They get their own chapter title, and they get their own internal monologue, and it's just really interesting. There was a golden bear, there was a wyvern, some daemons, which aren't really demons. They're just they kind of remind me of Trollocs from Coronet. Get the fuck out of here. They kind of remind me of Trollocs from Wheel of Time with intelligence, with Myrdral intelligence, right? Those of you that know will understand that reference. So yeah, I'm almost 200 pages into it now. I mean, it took me a while to get through the first by 80 pages, but it was just taking him some time to build up. And once he introduced his last character, I was hooked. Once he introduced the wild characters, the beasts, with their perspective, that was really interesting. And then the very last piece of the puzzle is that there had been no real magic introduced outside of the beasts in the wild having, you know, intelligence, and that may or may not be magic. That just might be the way. That their Mother Nature works. I don't know. We haven't figured that out yet. I'm obviously not that far, but it's interesting. I'm definitely hooked on it. But yeah, the last character he introduced was the last piece of the puzzle. He introduced an old, doddering, kind of senile, cranky mage. So it's going to be interesting to see where he goes with this. But it's a lot. It's better than I gave it credit for initially. And I'm going to have to finish the book before I can give it a proper review. But, I mean, basically what it comes down to is a book either hooks me and I read it, or it just keeps trudging along and it's not bad, but nothing's hooked me, and I just end up putting it down because something better comes along. And that's what I thought was going to happen. Yeah, a little overkill, buddy. Come on. You fucking Lucky Joe Lucky got lucky all over my fucking face. Guess this one's fucking... I guess this streak is over. Whatever. This streak's over, but Red Knight's just beginning. And books are... Magic's fun, but books are better. So, yeah. Once I finish Red Knight, I'll give you guys a more forthright and comprehensive review of it. He still has plenty of opportunities to fuck it up, but so far so good. I'm honestly enjoying it. So I'm looking forward to seeing where he goes with his beast characters in the wild, because they're certainly not bad guys. They're just intelligent animals that just want to be left alone like everyone else. You know what I mean? Just the humans want them to leave them alone, and they want the humans to leave them alone. And it's without communication, there's no way for them to come to any kind of accord. And as far as I can tell, there's no way to commune with animals in their world. Until they introduced the magic, it was just it's basically medieval Europe is the feel of it. Late medieval Europe. So I don't know, it's interesting, it's fun. Better than this match. I guess I picked a good match to do my BBC because there was nothing I could do. There's nothing in my deck that could deal with that guy. All I could do was race him, and he had enough enchantments that he fucking rode me down. So that's all I know, Joe. So Peacekeepers is kaput. I got 9 wins. Really wanted to get that 10th one to beat JT. But, you know, for me, whatever. Get in there with crosswinds to see what I can do. I noticed that Nemo, unfortunately, I was looking at his list of wins for his winter bin, his winter swap. And he only got 1 win with crosswinds. So I'm really hoping that crosswinds doesn't fall on me, like it doesn't fail. So... Alright, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to get that Crosswinds match knocked out right now. I'm going to play as many as I can in a row. I'm just going to play that whole Crosswinds set down in one sitting. And I'll see you guys on Thursday. Word say word, son.